You know who's going to suffer? Not you. It's going to be the people you serve are going to suffer. Okay? This is not about you. This is about the people you serve. And if you believe in your mission, you got to believe in a process to achieve your mission. And if all my time spent on program services now and not building a process of discipline for how I fund those services, or I'm relying on state money, the community foundation, and you know, if the community foundation was in here right now, David, he'd say, ooh, we're facing the same thing, which means there's a trickle-down effect. And if I'm addicted to that money, all of a sudden that's going away and I don't have any other replacement revenue, bad news, okay? The good news is you're in this room now and you're hearing this stuff and you're inspired right now, right? Where's the inspiration wear off? At the door. Discipline. Now, high-performing organizations are putting three things in place. A market management process, who are the right people. A consistent relationship-building process, which means this. Every time I meet with a high-net-worth individual, there should be consistency in the questions I'm asking them. And if the questions I'm asking them, are you going to support our organization this year? Please, 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 please. I'm not connecting with that person. I'm taking that person for granted. So I've got to shift the focus of my conversation to understanding their reasons for giving and aligning my organization's mission to their needs to grow wallet share with that person and connect in with them, that even if they have an investment that didn't return 20% like it did 3 years, they still have the discipline themselves to give to your organization. They still do it. And if they're not connected and their investment went down 20%, you know what they're going to do? They're not going to give. All right? Or if there's another organization that's in front of them every 6 months talking about their mission, which is slightly similar to your mission, and they say, I give money every year to this organization, I never hear from them until they want me to do this, I'm going to start moving my wallet share away from you to another person, which means your income is going to start doing this. And there's a face-to-face selling process. Guys, I know that's a bad word sometimes when in the nonprofit world, but this is sales. This is a sales job now. It used to not be a sales job. It's a sales job now, okay? And sales doesn't mean I get in front of people and kick the tires and say, what would it take to get this donation done today? Sales means I have a discipline in place that when I'm in front of someone, I have an objective of why I'm in front of them, and I consistently meet that objective because I listen to the answers to the questions. Right? Which means if I don't have a set of questions before I walk in and I'm depending on inspiration to ask the right questions, I don't listen to the answer to the question because I'm thinking about the next question. Okay? That's a face-to-face selling process. Let's talk about identify real quick. I'm going to go very quickly through the rest of this. This is what I mean by market management. Everything you do starts with a lead. There's leads out there. There's leads of people out there sitting at their house right now that could donate to you, right? There's people who call in. There's people who donated last year. There's centers of influence like CPA firms, estate planners that could refer you business. There's people who come to CPA firms and say, I need to work out some tax situations. I sold some property last year. What do I do? And if that CPA firm is connected into your mission, sometimes they can say, well, there's 3 or 4 things I would suggest, right? They may not can say, go do this, but they can nudge people in a certain direction. You know what? The data would tell you for people who are centers of influence to refer you business, they have to know you, know your mission, they have to trust you, and they have to like you. Which means I've got to get in front of these people to build a relationship with them that's not just based on sending them flyers every year and say, please give, please give, please give. Okay? Now, some of them are more qualified than other of these leads. We got to sometimes present them a proposal. A proposal may be, here's the opportunity. Sometimes they don't accept our proposal. And then if the ones that accept our proposal, we get commitment. Now, stage 2 says, we got a commitment. Woohoo! Move to the next one. Stage 3 says, I take a commitment and I turn that into a relationship, which means I repopulate the top of this funnel with other highly qualified donations. If you're unsatisfied with what's coming out the bottom of that funnel, you know where you got to focus? What you're putting in the top. Stop focusing on what we did last year and what we need to do next year. That's really saying all I care about is this. And if your board is only messaging this, how many donations did you bring in for our gala that's coming up this year? Well, we've got it this amount. Well, we need to get more, okay? Let's talk about what you're doing. What we need to be doing is saying, what leads are we working on that are highly qualified? And board members, here's the leads I need your help with. I've already written their names on a piece of paper. And I'm not depending on you guys to say, hey, send me some people, and they send us their landscaper. I'm saying, here are the people in town I need an introduction to, and I need your help with. That's clear direction to an intuitor. See what I mean? Discipline.